Alright, hey guys, this is Kyle, otherwise known as Merc SLS, and this will be the first video in a series of tutorials that will basically show you how to boom. And there'll be a lot of other strategies included in these tutorials, but the first one is going to be how to boom. So you want to start by grabbing all of your sheep and you want to do general scouting, look around your map, see how it's looking. On BF, you get 4 sheep right next to you, and then a group of 2 sheep another place, and then another group. So you have a total of 8. You also get 2 boars relatively close to you that you can lure. So when you're starting off, you want to go 6 to sheep, straight on to sheep, and then 4 wood. You want to kill 1 sheep at a time and make sure you micro that they're killing right in the center of the town center, like I'm doing right there. So once you get 6 sheep and 4 wood, then you're going to want to lure your boar. There's certain placement on different items that you'll learn, but right now the best thing to do is to place your lumber camp touching as much wood as possible so that later in game you can get that wood. Then you're going to want to build a house with your next villager, your 11th villager, and research loom, and instantly start producing villagers again. It's very, very important you produce villagers with no lag. Then you want to do 2 shots on that boar and run back and try to lure him to the center of the town center and start attacking. Like that. See, that's going to be good boar placement, garrison him, and boom, boar is dead. Make sure you place a house and get loom, otherwise you will die. Your villager will die if he doesn't have loom, unless you're a very experienced player, because loom increases the hit points. So you want to go 3 berries, and by the way, this build order will be in the description. So you want to go 3 berries, and you want to grab your second boar. You can put a house by it, or you cannot. I chose not to, and I built a house with one of my lumber camps. So then we put another on berries, and basically we're just trying to find a good balance of wood and food. That's what all these build orders do for you. When you choose a build order, you don't want to just kind of follow the build order. Take this build order and follow it exactly. It will help you get better. I'm just trying to help you guys. So then we're going to go out and create a second lumber camp. Those extra lumber camps that you create are really helpful because they increase productivity. It may seem like a waste to create 2 lumber camps, but it's not. It helps a lot later in game. So we're just working on villager production, not dropping any lags, and getting good balance. You're going to need 500 food to hit Feudal. So there can't be any lags in your villager production because you need all 500 food to come at a certain amount of time. This build order is a 27 population Feudal and a 29 population castle. That's with your scout. Sometimes you can get out 3 villagers in between Feudal and castle. It depends on how much food you have. But basically the point of this build order is to take a slightly longer Feudal so that you're able to go instantly into castle. On this one I'm playing Britons whose sheep collect relatively fast, so you should also start learning all the civ bonuses. For instance, Mongols get hunting bonuses, so deer and boar collect incredibly quickly, which is very nice for fast castling as well. So now I'm going out with farms, and the farms are basically just another source of food. The more sources of food you have, the better. So we're not going deer on this one. If your deer are close, you can go, or if you feel you have enough wood to go get the deer and place a mill right by the deer so that they don't have to walk so far to deposit it, then that's fine. That's your own call. So I'm going 4 farms, and I think I'm going to go 3 to stone. Going stone because booming is when you create multiple town centers, up to, I mean, even 6 or possibly 7 completely later game to get at those other resources. And you're going for as many villagers as you can. So town centers cost a lot of wood and 100 stone. So you're going to want to put a lot on wood and stone. You should be fine with 3 on stone. They'll collect enough stone to put up 3 town centers right when you hit castle, which usually is relatively tough to sustain, but it's better than 2 extra ones. So we're just balancing everything out, getting a nice source of food because we'll need some food. We'll need some wood to create 2 buildings to go to castle. Getting to castle quickly is really important, because if you go there slowly and start booming, your opponent will outboom you because he'll have access to town centers much earlier than you. So now I'm in Feudal. I'm creating a armory and a market. These are going to allow me to go to castle, and while I'm doing that, I'm creating 2 villagers. I would probably put them on wood, because you'll get a surplus of food. Food collects really quickly, and you won't be using it until you have like 3-4 town centers up. You won't have you don't have a need for it. So, anyways, as you can see, we are now in castle. So I forgot to mention, while you're going to castle, you want to make sure that you get the wood upgrade and also the farms upgrade, so that you can make sure that you don't run short on those resources. It's going to hurt at first, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So then you're going to put up 2 town centers, 3 if you can. I put up 3. And you're going to have a tough time supporting population from all of those. What you want to try to do is press H and then C. H is to rotate through town centers, and then C is going to create a villager. Ideally, you want to have all of your town centers creating 2 villagers at a time. Most of them I usually spawn to wood. Try not to get pop blocked. Most of them I usually spawn to wood and then transfer off to farms as you get excess wood. Basically, you're going to have kind of an issue with too much wood, not enough farms kind of in the beginning, not enough food. You're going to miss some villager population. You should be fine if you're on 3 TCs, but if you're on 4 like I am right now, it's going to be tougher, but you are going to get that extra villager production, so in the end it's worth it. For villager count, like expert time, depends on what you define as expert, but a good time, depending on your civ, is 100 villagers at like 27 minutes. Expert time is 100 villagers at 26 minutes. That's a solid time. Aim for like 100 villagers by maybe 28 minutes. I don't know, something modest, and try to build up. Your first time booming is going to be pretty bad, and don't worry about it. Try not to get pop blocked like I am. You should put a second villager on houses to avoid that. Keep refreshing farms if you can. Once you get enough wood, you want to set down another town center. The more town centers you have, the more villager production, the more economy then you get, and the more resources you're going to have, the faster you're going to be able to go to Imperial. Imperial Age is going to be really important. You want to start thinking about it pretty early on. You want to start thinking about it around 23, 24 minutes, analyzing, should I put up a castle? Do I have enough stone to do that? Right now I'm going to put up a castle, so that once it finishes, I'll be ready to go to Imperial. You need 2 Imperial Age buildings, 2 Castle Age buildings, such as a university and a monastery, or a castle, just 1 castle. So I'm putting up another town center by stone. I want to start getting more stone because I'm Britons. So you want to also figure out what you're going to do military-wise. If you're going to be Celts or Franks, you're going to be going heavy paladins, possibly, or Celts siege, I guess. But Franks would go heavy paladins, so you want to go a lot on food and a lot on gold. Whereas if you're Britons, you want to go a lot on wood, because you're going to be creating a lot of wood units. In the beginning, at least. Once you get far into Imperial Wars, you'll obviously be creating scouts and all sorts of rams and such. So, I am putting down a barracks right there. Clicked Imperial, I believe. And so, putting up another town center just to get closer to resources. And I keep creating vills. You don't want to stop until you're around 150. And even then, you can go past. Sometimes I go to like 124. So once you've got that barracks down, you want to start creating archery ranges. Ideally, you want to set up to be ready to go to villager, not villager production. Ideally, you want to be able to go to unit production as soon as you hit Imperial Age. So that means you're getting all the upgrades, both economy and armory. So you're getting the fletching and leather armor and such, and then also you're getting your wood, stone, gold, second wheelbarrow, all that stuff if you haven't done it yet. Those are going to be important for late game economy, sustaining population and such. So I'm going to start getting resource upgrades and start pumping out some longbowmen. You want to know your civs as well. And so I'm keeping all my guys occupied. You can upgrade the farms, keeping a lot of guys on gold. You want to have good balance. You don't want to end up with 200k gold and like 5k wood or whatever. You want to have nice balance, otherwise you're going to end up selling a ton of resources and losing money earlier than you need to. So I'm getting upgrades, going to get arbalists with Britons, getting all that good stuff, and then you're going to start pushing forward. So this is going to be over pretty soon, but if you can do a fast imperial, a relatively fast imperial while booming and start putting on pressure, maybe even put up a second town center like a second castle like I am there, then you're going to be good. You want to sustain lots of troop production. If you can push on someone, you want to send villagers forward if you're not in a bottleneck to create more archery ranges. The further your units have to walk, the less time, obviously the more time they get there, and the less time the other person has to work to get to you. So you're going to be losing units faster than he is losing units. So ideally, I just set those villagers down so that I can put down a third castle if I needed to, or more archery ranges. So you want to start building into his town. Because the further you push into his town, the more pressed he feels. He has less room to boom. As you can see, it takes a lot of room to boom. And so once you finish that, just push further into his town, keep all your economy up, keep all those upgrades up, and you can see with upgrades I easily range his town center. So that's going to be just about the height of this. Just remember on your startup, super important, keep minimal villager lag. If you can have no villager lag, no time between production, then you're golden. You also want to have very, very minimal lag between villagers when you're booming. Same idea, the more villagers you get, the faster you can go to Imperial. So economy's the basis of booming, and really any strategy you do will turn into booming. So, I mean, if you're decent, then you'll make it long enough to go into booming, because that's the basic. And it may not be a full-blown boom, but you're going to want to improve your economy, and booming will be the basic. So my suggestion is practice this, do this a bunch of times until you can manage the times that I do, and then you're ready to move on. So, this has been an AOC workshop video. I'm Kyle, and I'll see you guys in the next video.